I think we are. I think we're ready to begin. I'm E.J. Dionne, senior fellow here at Brookings. I moderate a lot of panels. I always say that the greatest insult ever directed to me was from David Brooks, who said, "My eyes light up at the words panel discussion." Isn't that a powerful insult? And normally, even when I have strong views, I try to be, to coin a phrase, fair and balanced about things. I just want to confess right up front, I'm not fair and balanced here because of my feelings about Norm and Tom. Norm and Tom are two of my favorite people in the world, and I cannot tell you how excited I am that they have become celebrities. And I think it's a great thing for them. It's a great thing for the Republic. And I'm just honored to be here with them and with Susan and Mickey, who have agreed to join this great discussion. I want to begin by saying that this event is being live webcast. Attendees are encouraged to live tweet the event, the hashtag, I've never gotten to say that before, hashtag even worse is where you should send your comments. And books will be available for purchase and autographs at the conclusion of the event. Are there any other announcements I need to make? I think we can just go straight into the main event. Tom Mann is a senior fellow here at Brookings. He is the W. Averill Harriman Chair. He was head of the Governmental Studies program. He got his BA in political science from the University of Florida and his MA and PhD from the University of Michigan. So he speaks for the heartland of our great country. He actually grew up
and he saved the automobile industry.
Right. And he was opposed to their stopping production of the Edsel. He lectures frequently, as all of you know, and is on every radio and television show known to humankind, and he and Norm have often competed for the most quotations in any given year in all of our media. Norm is a resident scholar at the American Enterprise Institute for Public Policy Research. He's an election analyst for CBS. He writes a column for Roll Call. He has written for every publication on the face of the earth. He and Tom both have often been on the NewsHour with Jim Lehrer, Nightline, Charlie Rose. It is pure. He has, another Heartlander, a BA, magna cum laude from the University of Minnesota, and an MA and PhD from, yes, the University of Michigan, which is where you guys met.
Yes.
I just have to say that one of the reasons why I think that Tom and Norm got so much attention for that Outlook piece is because they have been spending their entire lives being so damn moderate and reasonable that when they get mad, there really must be something wrong. And so why don't I go to Tom and Norm first, and then I will introduce Susan and Mickey Edwards. Tom, it's a great honor to be your colleague.
EJ, thank you so much. And Susan and Mickey, I really appreciate your coming and all of you for participating in this event. Norm and I have been friends and colleagues and collaborators for over 40 years. I know it shows on me, it doesn't show on him, but people often ask me when we collaborate, well, what's the division of labor? Finally, I got a book cover that pretty much lays it out. I mean, you see the subtitle, How the American Constitutional System Collided with the New Politics of Extremism. On the left is your Constitution beige, right? Slightly worn. On the right is that harsh color implying extremism. Mann's on the side of the Constitution. Ornstein is with the politics of extremism. So just so you have this straight. I've
divided base already.
I also want to announce that this will be our last public appearance before entering a witness protection program. Maybe we should have followed the full script of Hans Christian Andersen and enlisted a child to blurt out, "The emperor wears no clothes," but we weren't smart enough to do that. Actually, what I want to say is the response to the first 10 days or so of, or less, of commentary. I learned what it means to go viral. It was a very instructive lesson from Norm's son. But it's been very heartening. Maybe 5% sort of really ugly hate mail, another 5% sort of constructive criticism, and 90% thank you guys for saying this. And prominent among the scores of people who emailed us, and we're in the 90%, are self-identified Republicans, ordinary citizens and some elected officials and party activists as well, and a fair number of reporters, both of whom take a little heat from us in this volume, and I'm actually really heartened by it. I think it's fair to say, too, that we feel each passing day brings more reinforcements of the argument we make in this book. The latest, of course, was Richard Lugar's defeat yesterday in Indiana. Sort of not so much the fact that an 80-year-old man who'd served, 7 terms in the Senate? Six was running for the 7th term, lost his election. These things happen, but it was the nature of the case against him, that he had collaborated with the enemy when the enemy was in the Senate. That would be Barack Obama, that he voted for Supreme Court justices nominated by Obama, that he supported President Bush's TARP program. It really is quite telling to see how his opponent undermined him by saying that he's gone over to the dark side. It tells us a lot about the problematics of our politics right now. Then we had that incident on the campaign trail. I think it was yesterday when in a town hall meeting setting, a woman got up and talked about the abuse of the Constitution by the president and allowed as how he should be tried for treason. Well, people make sharp statements. I remember John McCain reacting to a statement like that in 2008 and really just drawing the line and saying what kind of a person Mr. Obama was. In this case, Mitt Romney just passed it by. It wasn't the sentiments are so strong you don't want to confront or engage that. He said, when asked by a reporter later to be true, it's a, no, of course not. But it's not good. Third, the House Republican Budget Committee is now proceeding to do 2 things. One is to insist on lower overall discretionary spending than was agreed to in the law that came at the end of that dreadful process of holding the debt ceiling hostage. So unilaterally, they declared that a floor for cuts and not a ceiling. And now, as a way of avoiding the sequestration of the defense budget, have proposed a really remarkable set of additional cutbacks and means-tested programs of one sort or another. I even saw the calmest and most lucid and analytic of reporters, David Rogers of Politico, show his emotion in the course of writing about that. And of course, we had yesterday a successful Republican filibuster on the Senate Democratic plan for extending a lower student loan rate and financing it in a particular way. That's no surprise. I noted in New York Times that this is the 21st successful Republican filibuster in this Congress. Now, most of it is not sort of, if you will, consequential as the filibuster was in the first 2 years, because there is a Republican House in any case, and Democratic wishes from the White House and the Senate aren't likely to be realized.